Jeet Kune Do is simple, but not easy. So hi guys, today we're going to talk about how Jeet Kune Do works in terms of simplicity and directness, but Jeet Kune Do is simple, but it's not easy. And exactly this words was Ted Wong using when he was describing Jeet Kune Do sometimes. So the idea in Jeet Kune Do is usually to attack the targets as quickly, as early and as direct as possible, to attack openings, because there's always an opening, and not to waste any time. In order to be able to do this, you have to know your techniques, you have to know them in sleep, and to be able to do this actually, you have to do a lot of reps, each technique that you practice. One of the most important techniques is of course straight lead and also finger jab variation of it. You should be able to deliver this technique from any position or from any stance, on guard, neutral, or natural stance. So you have to repeat this, you have to train this thousands of times, and this technique should be a core technique of your training where you train it every day. So you would do this naturally on pads, you would repeat this, you go slow and slow and slow, and then you could do different directions, from left to right and forward, and then you could do this also for movement, and also different directions for movement, and so on and so on. And then you would take this technique and you would train with your training partner. You would really put in a great amount of time developing this technique, so you'll be able to use it from anywhere. Same is from neutral position. You could go retreating, and you could go also from left to right, and also other direction. I'm showing you just an example. The same can be done also with any other technique. This could be also right hook. Also you can go right, you could go retreating, you could go pivoting, and also here and different angles, and here different angles. So you would repeat this all the time until you really can do it in sleep, and you could just recall whenever you need without thinking. And that's why it's important to focus on the most important techniques, because you spend a lot of time training them. You cannot take 15,000 different techniques and train them the same way. So that's why Jeet Kune Do is, like Bruce said, being wise in Jeet Kune Do is not adding more, but it's reducing, and you're reducing to the most important things and train them a lot. And these most important things are the things that you can use in any situation, because the straight lead you can actually use in any situation. When the distance is different, then you can use the hooks, but the same idea with same movement. When the angle is different or the distance is closer, then you would use the hooks. You could also use your left or left hook. It doesn't really matter, so it depends on the distance, but these are the techniques that you have to repeat all the time. For example, the left hand. This would be the same idea. Where you go, where you punch your left, you could retreat, you could go here and angle off, you could go here, and it doesn't matter where the opponent is. Opponent can come to you, and you could punch it. So you can use all these techniques. You can use as attack, you can use as a counter, you can use while you evade or after you evaded, or as intercepting. So the intercepting is the highest goal naturally, but the thing is, this is really not easy. The other thing is that it's pretty hard to learn is recognizing openings. So you use the right tool for the right opening as quickly as possible, so you don't waste any time. Just for an example, if you're in on guard and the opponent attacks with his rear hand and you evade, and in this moment there are a few openings that are happening. You have to know what these openings are and how you can attack them, so you don't waste any time. Let's say we keep distance, the opponent is stepping in and he's punching with his left. So now you can see where are the openings. This is a textbook corkscrew, how you would use it in Jeet Kune Do, in late Jeet Kune Do. This comes from boxing naturally. So this is where he aims this. If you evade, now you have openings that you would attack as quickly as possible, at best immediately. If you await this, you see openings. Where are the openings? Where are the best openings? So look, the best openings are here, on the knees, and the groin. But he is protecting his groin pretty well here because he has learned, but usually people, especially if they are trained only for sport, they don't have to worry to be attacked in the groin usually. They would probably step more open, so like this. So in this case it would be even more easy to attack the groin. So this would be the openings. You could attack the knee, you could attack the groin, and you could even here go and attack the eyes, because usually the eyes are always open, because nobody attacks like this and protects his eyes because he wouldn't see anything. You could go here, step backwards, attack with a side kick. You could go here, attack the groin, and you could go here, parry, and attack the eyes. These are the typical openings when somebody attacks. If he would attack, for example, with his front hand, you have the same idea. You have the same opening. You have here the opening. Then you could also here go to the groin, and the same idea here, you can go here and also attack the eyes. It's simple, the tactics or the strategy is really simple. Then the other thing is how to use a broken rhythm, how to manipulate your opponent with your movement and catch him in his forward motion. I'm gonna show you just one example. And you're moving and the opponent is keeping distance, and then you go back and he's coming forward and you catch his forward motion. You're leading him to a movement which you're actually then going to attack. This is other thing that's not easy to learn. It looks simple, but it's not easy. And that's what Jeet Kune Do all about. It's not about mixing styles or like being stuck in the past where Bruce did not modified Wing Chun and doing still these things which he actually threw away and went away from and used more this kind of tactics which originate from boxing and fencing. So the fencers do the same thing. They move and they try to catch the opponent. They move, they use broken rhythm. Same idea is in Jeet Kune Do, but just using hands and feet. That's why Bruce said Jeet Kune Do is like fencing with hands and feet, or with arms and legs. Okay guys, I hope this helped. Maybe it can help you in your training when you don't have a really good teacher, or you don't have a teacher at all. So you can it's always a good idea to find a training partner and try to train for yourself. Also check out Tommy's online lessons. You can learn a lot about mechanics, and in the second series you can learn how you apply attacks in different angles. Thanks for watching and see you next time.